Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I don't know why that song is in my head this morning, but it is. Ole. How are we doing, everybody? Welcome. It has been over a week, and I apologize. I've been busy. You see, what happened was, over the last 2 years, instead of buying a house, I used that down payment to start a business. And that business is very successful in certain regards, but not the one that's important, which is the financial one. So the money's still going in, and it's not coming out yet. It's elusive. Those entrepreneurial dollars are elusive. You listen to everybody on the internet, it's easy. You get AI and hook it up with an API and Canva, and Amazon pays you $1 billion a month. Food business, a little different. So, what I have to do is I gotta hustle, baby. I just want you to know, to get that money back. So, I'm hustling hard. And what that means is, at the end of a 14-hour day, after I'm not able to do a podcast, but I guess maybe I'm just making excuses and I'm too soft. The other thing is I talk very loudly sometimes and my children are sleeping. So I kind of do it at night. The younger one goes to bed 7:30. So that doesn't really leave us a lot of time. And me and the wife need to spend a little time together, you know what I mean? We like to relax. I put a little bit of rum in a glass for her. And she grabs the coconut oil. No, come on. Guys, please. Please, don't be there. So that's what happened. And that is the reason it's been over a week. So I'm going to try to bust this one out as quick as possible. So the last one came out on Monday, I believe. So I'm going to try to get this one out again on... No, yesterday's Monday. It's a Tuesday. So we're kind of straddling a bit of a line here. This is a toy from my child. We're kind of straddling a bit of a line of once a week. I'm going to do, not try. Remember, we don't say try anymore. We say do. What I will do is I'll do a catch-up episode to keep the average at one listen a week, because I know people are upset. They can't get on with their day. People call me crying. Where is the latest episode? And I just say, I'm trying to look after my family. The down payment of my house, I bought a truck, which is been on an advertising platform for many months for somebody to buy it, but nobody wants it because they can't handle it. They can't handle those mean streets. But there's 2 projects in the pipeline right now, which I'm very excited for. I'm excited for that. I can't wait to tell you. I can't wait to tell you. To tell you what's been going down. So I was at a festival this weekend in a very small town, right? It's called Athy in County Kildare, right? In case you don't know, Ireland is made up of counties, right? And they all hate each other for some reason. It's truly ridiculous how people can be against each other. I mean, I am from a totally different country. I'm not even from Ireland, right? And everybody I've met, obviously I'm a nice guy. People like me. They get along very well with me. I get along with them. But every now and again, I'll observe an intercontinental, what shall I say? Not a confrontation, but it's a happening, right? And what really goes on is that people are immediately judged, right? So we were doing the loadout yesterday. Backstory: I do events, technical events, production, margin, whatever, sound, and you do a loadout after the gig is done. My favorite thing: tear down everybody, get the cables wrapped up, stick it in the truck, fuck it back to the warehouse. And that is what I love. That is the best part of any gig, is the loadout. Doesn't matter who it is. And these people, these Irish people, sometimes if you're not from the right county, they don't even acknowledge your existence, or they just treat you like a second class citizen. I am not even from the country, right? And they treat me much better than they treat each other. Some of these counties are bordered upon each other. For instance, yesterday during the loadout, one of the fellas who was managing the loadout for the video team, he was from County Kildare. And they had a couple of Dublin boys that came, crew, stagehands. And he immediately did not like them. I saw it. He was like, hey, how you going? Yeah. You know, the Dublin guy. Yeah, Roy, buddy. Yeah, right. Triada. Me mom, me da. And he just immediately heard how they were talking. And he said, you guys, you know, you're from Dublin. Yeah, the flats. Number one representative of the flats. And he just proceeded to treat them like crap for the next 5 hours. And I just realized, wow, it's real. The intercountenarian aggression is real, and it's here. And it might be here to stay because it's been a long time. People used to battle the English. Now they're battling each other. I guess maybe the English taught you how to despise each other. So, in any case, that's where I was, waking. But what happened was, I viewed this transgression what are the counties fighting over? That's just what I want to know. Why are they so angry at each other? From the outside, it looks so ridiculous. One piece of white bread upset at another piece of white bread that's from a different place. Anyway, let me get out of that. Negativity not allowed today. So, I did that gig, and it was a musical festival. It was fun. There were rides there for kids to go on and vomit on. There was food trucks. Shout out to all my brothers there who I don't think they did very well because people didn't come to eat. And also in those small towns, they just want chips and burgers. So there's a Mexican guy there. He didn't do very well. There was also a delicious truck there. Actually, I'm not going to say their name. Because I went one day, it was delicious. It was the first day. And then the second day, I realized they were just re-warming up the duck. Might have just sold out their name there. But anyway, no good. But I'll tell you this. The small town people, they still know how to party. So the first 2 days, you know, it's parents, it's kids. The kids are running around. I want something to eat. The parents are off their head, falling down in front of the children. It's great. Absolutely great. And it's a family affair. And then Sunday, oh God, Monday was a holiday. So Sunday, all the children came out and they danced and they thumped and they had a grand old time. But oh my God, I've tried, guys. I've tried. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I've been trying for years and I've just not been honest with myself. I can't do it. I cannot like dance music. I cannot do it. I've tried. Friends have sent me things. I like things like Just Us from Paris. I like Daft Punk. I like Fatboy Slim, and that's about it. And those are like the pop stars of that genre. If I hear another beat drop, silence. Bow, bow, bum, 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 bum. This is me for 8 hours on Sunday. Who's running to the road? And then, even more annoying than that is when they remake my favorites into dance songs. This I truly hate. I dislike most of the music, but this I truly hate. And It offends me, and I'm the one getting offended. The music isn't offensive, but I am the one getting offended, and that's fine. I'll tell you this though: the kids, when I say kids, they're in their 20s. The memo hasn't gotten to them about the fashion. You know what I mean? It's still the 90s in the country. It's still the 90s in the country. I'm talking about tight dresses, high pants, and I don't mean the loops. I mean below. The pants is going up. The bottom is hanging out. Heels. Tight jeans. Remember tight jeans? My God. Everybody else who's like me, male, born in the 80s, lived through the 90s. That's what it was. It was those tight jeans. But the ladies in Dublin, they just want to dress like my father dressed on holidays in the 90s. The ridiculously bulky sneakers and the baggy pants. And it's sad. It's sad because we have to use our imagination. Not in the country. Not in the country when they dance into EDM. Things are tight, things are pushed up. There's too much makeup on. The hair's whatever. But they're having a good time. They're off their heads. They don't even drink anymore. I guess they're on the pills. Who knows? But that was the story. So the children slept in on the actual children. They slept in on Sunday. The parents probably were hungover, and then the kids, I'm calling kids, in their 20s, they came out on Sunday to rave and party. And it's just the DJ goes up there and he's presses play, and then he moves a little filter knob every now and again. He chooses the tracks to get the people moving. I know there's a skill involved. I'm not saying there isn't. I get it. However, I don't know why I hate it so much, but it just does nothing for me, and I guess it doesn't make me feel. That's what it is. And it just makes me think, like, I try to put myself in that position. I think, all right, if I'm off my head, what is that music good for? It'll keep me going no matter what. It's high energy, and my heart doesn't even have to think because the beat is just going d d d. So my heart doesn't even have to think. My heart could take a rest, and my heart just jumps every time the beat goes. So everybody's all synced up. And maybe that's why the kids like it. But when I was younger, in my 20s, I had some friends that went to England to school. And then they would come back for summertime and we'd be sitting around and they would play some god-awful electronic banger. Or some of these trance songs are 14 minutes long. Wait for the beat. We've been waiting, Dread. We've been waiting for the beat to drop. Your life hasn't even dropped yet. Lordy. Yep. And the nice thing about these festivals is that people they forget how to behave, and they just throw things everywhere. They pee everywhere. They throw garbage everywhere. It really is like you enter a zone of, you know what I mean? Like no rules. It's like, I live in a house where I have a toilet and I have a job where I behave. But when you go to the festivals, no. Society? What is that? What is society? Is nothing. So another funny thing that happened is during the loadout, this guy that I work with, he's a short fella, even shorter than me. And he was trying to show off by lifting some heavy things. And I said, yo, bro, I'll help you. What are you lifting all these heavy things for? Let me help you. I didn't even want to lift anything. We had stage hands, whatever. They lifting. He's like, nah, it's not that heavy. Picks up this thing, falls over, ass over tea kettle. Let me tell you something. Something about short people falling over. Holy Lord. My eyes doubled over. I'm crying, tears coming out of my eyes. I'm laughing so hard. He's on the ground laughing, thank God. Everybody else is laughing. Nothing like a good fall. And so that concludes my first festival. We've just gotten into May. It rained the whole entire time because we live in Ireland, but we were in a tent, thank God, so we stayed dry. And that's what happened there. You know, when one of the bands was on, on Sunday, the music was so loud. I'm backstage, obviously. I tripped over something and twisted my ankle a little bit, and I went ah, like loud, very loud, and nobody even heard because the music was so loud. And it reminded me of moving to Toronto when I was a child run. How lousy train used to be. I remember the first time going into a train, the underground, the TTC, shout out. Used to come screaming inside of there. Remember that, boy? It used to be so loud your ears would vibrate. So this has become a shock to a lot of people, used to try to fuck around and mess with people's heads. So the train was so loud. When he used to come in, you could hear. Once that screeching started, I had to open my mouth a little bit like this and let out a blood-curdling scream. But because the train was so loud and I was screaming as loud as I could, it would kind of blend together. And only the people who were like maybe, kind of a few meters away, maybe 10 feet away would hear it. And the hair on the back of their neck would go up. And they would turn around and be like, did I just hear that? The train would come in, screeching. And I would just go, "Ah!" And people would look around and I'd just be like this, hello, how are you doing? Just to add to the fact that, they think they're having a psychotic break. They look around where they think they heard it come from. They look and hopefully somebody else is like, did you hear that? Nope. Everything okay? You wound up a little tight. Maybe you should take a little time off work. So they'd just be lining up, getting ready to take the subway to start their day. And they just hear mixing in the background. They're not even too sure if they heard it. They don't even know if they heard it. But this blood-curdling scream. And it would just bring me great joy to know that person kind of went off to therapy that day and was like, listen, I think I'm losing it, doctor. The other day I was waiting for the train, and the train came in, and when the brakes are on and it was screeching, it sounded like an elderly woman was being strangled with a cat. You know what I mean? It sounded like a sick dog was being stepped on by a big-footed man. It sounded like a bottle was being stuck up the ass of a truant. Sounded like a Mormon on its deathbed, figuring out that nothing's happening. You wasted your whole life knocking on people's doors. No, they're not the ones, are they? The Mormons knock on the doors? Jehovah. So, and that's important to mess with people. It's very important for me anyway. So then I did it a little bit at the festival, but nobody heard. The music was so loud, even me screaming at the top of my lungs, nobody even heard it. So it was kind of sad. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So the music was terrible on the Sunday. On Saturday, let me tell you, they had some young boys inside there beating the hell out of some banjos. And something about some of those chords when they come together, boy. When the acoustics start playing and the banjo and a little fiddle sort of come together and the harmony's quite right. The fiddle is never really on key. It's always a little bit off, but it really fills out the thing nice, and it just makes you feel nice, boy. It just makes you feel like the first time you touched a girl's butt. You just this is warmer than I thought. Feeling things in my belly. First time a girl breathed on your neck. Some of those chords coming together. A wind sort of pass, rushing up. tickling your body hairs. The tufts back there blowing in a cheek wind. You know what I mean? And that's just that's what that music does to me. Blowing up the tufts of the body wind. But all joking aside, everybody had a good time. And I left knowing that I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. I can't remember the rest of the words of that song. That's all I know. That's all I know. We watched a movie the other day about this fella who was a con artist and he was a doctor and he was putting plastic pipes and basically putting PVC pipes in people's neck and calling it a not a trachea, what do you call that thing? The windpipe, what is it called? Esophagus. And all the people died and he was dating all these women at the same time and none of them knew, you know what I mean? They never know. It's just some women, boy, they just want to believe in the fantasy. And men are like that too. That's why men get catfish on the internet. Normal. Shout out to my cousin who's the first ever person to be catfished. This is in Tobago 15 years ago. Let me tell you something. It was tough to catfish back then. Internet chat rooms. A picture comes by. When are we seeing each other? Hey, send me a little money for the flight. I'll come and suck you off. Ha! Guess what didn't happen? A completion in a hot Swedish mouth. That is what did not happen to my cousin. Poor fella. He living in the States now, trying to live his dreams. So, and I respect that. But this doctor, he was just butchering people left, right, and center. And the woman was, she got caught right up until in the end. They planned a wedding. He told her the Pope was coming. She believed it. Bono. You know what I mean? She said when she first met him, he had 7 phones. And it was kind of alluring to her. He seemed like James Bond. You see how dumb these people are, boy? You just want to believe. That's how strong belief is. These are the same people who get caught up in cults. Oh gosh, the tip of the iceberg. No, was it? The best part of the whole thing. Her job? Investigative journalist. Wow, who saw that coming? They tell you at the start, just because I guess they don't want you to fall down laughing at the end of the movie. When they find out it's 4 other wives and children and all that kind of thing. And this doctor, he was like, well, I'm gonna ride this bitch right to the very end. You know what I mean? Why not? Lie to all these people, butcher all these people, you know what I mean? More people's lining up to get butchered. Why not? And I feel sorry for the people, obviously, but you have to get a second opinion, I realize. Always get a second opinion. Because that's the most important thing. If one person says something, what the hell does that mean? You know what I mean? You're out on a night. One person says something. Say, bro, what is going on with them shoes you wearing there? It's like, what, bro, whatever. And next man come, yeah, what going on there? You going to the moon? And that is it. 2 turns into 3, 4 turns into 18. That is it. Bits and bytes adding up. Power 2. And then all of a sudden, you barefoot. Because you threw the shoes at somebody and you trying to own the whole decision. I was on kicks, boy, these shoes. I was just wearing these shoes to kicks to Jones all year. You think I would have wear these shoes? I would never wear these shoes. Right? You think I would have wear those shoes? I was on kicks. Then see how I throw them things across. How much? Nah, nothing like a 500. Yeah, nah, I didn't really want them shit, boy. As for kicks, I just wilding all up. Yeah, no, it seemed like I was defending them earlier, but I was all part. Why look, I barefoot now, bro. My shoes gone. I threw them across the fet. And that's what you had to do. To hold on to your sanity sometimes. You just had to lie. Just lie, cheat, and steal. And that's the lesson of today, kids. Sometimes it has to be done. I love you. Daddy goes